Good morning folks, 21st Century Caveman here. Hope everybody's well, hope everybody's happy, and welcome to another video. So several months ago then I was approached by a friend of a friend basically, who made me aware that she was feeding a handful of stray cats at an undisclosed location. She was concerned about the forthcoming winter weather because these cats, they were just living under bushes basically, and also concerned about their general welfare because one of them had an injury and she was very worried about it. Anyway, so having made the man cave, I had some materials left over, one of which was this big sheet. It's an 8x4 sheet of OSB, 80mm. And I decided to use some of the leftover materials to make a couple of cat shelters. Now I haven't made any before, but it's not the most technically demanding thing I've ever done. So basically I sketched out a few designs, measured up, and then tried to work the best way I could cut up one of these large sheets so I could use the limited resources I had, for maximum advantage basically. Anyway, I thought I'd record this, just to document it, see if it gave anybody else a few ideas along the way. Now, I did have a problem with the memory card a couple of times, which was, on hindsight, a little bit defective. I've got 90%, 95% of the footage here. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully it will also give some of my viewers an idea as to how to make a very basic and cheap but very effective shelter for either a cat or a dog using some very basic tools. Enjoy. Right folks, this is what we've got so far then. So this is the basic outline. So it's fair to say that this cat shelter, the actual sizes and the style bear no resemblance whatsoever to the sketches I've previously drawn, all the measurements, that sort of thing. Try to be a bit of a smart ass and just bang this out, and as it turns out I made a couple of mistakes, so this is what we're left with. So we have all sides here. We have another slightly larger bit which will be the roof, so we're going to have quite a nice little overhang here, look. I might even need to cut this down a bit, to be honest with you. Should be right, shouldn't it? I just need a base for it now then, and I need to cut a hole for the cats to get in. Okay, so fast forward, you will see that I've cut some legs to size and fitted them into place. There's about 75mm below the actual shoulders just to keep them off the ground. So this is where I had a problem with the memory card, and some of the footage which I took basically went awry. So I've yet to put in the base of the shelter, but you can see I've got a couple of lids here. These are removable so that the bedding can be changed. The bedding I used incidentally was straw, and you can see that I've also attached some battens to the underside of the lid in order that they actually sit in place without sliding off. So here I'm just measuring up in order that I can actually cut out the door. From memory, the actual door was about 6 inches high by about 5 inches wide, something of that nature. So I just drilled a hole then in order that I can get the jigsaw blade into the timber and cut it out. So I will emphasise that I'm not a joiner, but you don't need to be to do most of the stuff I do, in fact to do any of the stuff I do. But having done a number of projects, you just tend to get a bit of a feel for stuff, and you know, when you're trying to sort of, you know, plan and design stuff, you just get a little bit of a feel as to what to do, what'll work, how to put things together, and it, you know, things just become a lot more natural and of course easier. So we're just taking off any uneven ragged edges on the edges there, look, and now we're just going to cut 1 or 2 battens which I'm going to fix at the bottom here, look, in order that it will support the floor or the base of the cat shelter. I just decided to nail these in rather than screw them, because the nails would be more than sufficient for a small project like this. There we go, look, they look quite nice, don't they? So as I say, the actual original design was nothing like what we've ended up with, but I think these have turned out really well. I think they look really nice. They're very, 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 very sturdy indeed, but we haven't finished yet, because now I want to put another layer in there and insulate these. And obviously it has the approval of Woody and also Daisy, who should be hiding in there somewhere.
There she is.
So the OSB boards are inherently water resistant anyway, because they're OSB stands for orientated strand board, so you've got loads and loads of bits of wood which are strategically laid across one another and glued into place using lots of different types of resins, that sort of stuff, which give it its water resistant properties. But due to the fact that winter was on its way, I decided to protect these the best I could, so they needed the minimum amount of maintenance basically. And what I'm using here, look, some decking stain which I've got left over. This is the stuff which I bought from Screwfix. I think it's the no nonsense slate grey, and this does the job lovely, and of course it looks very nice as well. And because these will be situated in an area which will be frequented by members of the public, then I want these to look as, you know, decent as possible, and also to try and blend in with the foliage in the background. And I think when you see the photographs right at the end, I think you'll agree that it looked rather nice. So basically I've done a couple of coats of this. Obviously the first one dries and then put the second one on, and yeah, so I think they came out looking really good, and I was well pleased with this project once it had been completed. Now these, the actual paint does give it its waterproof qualities obviously. So here you can see that I've put some little battens on the inside of the walls, and I've then fitted them out with some hardboard, which once again I had left over from a previous job. And what I've done here, I've actually insulated them with some carpet underlay, which again didn't cost me anything, because this was left over from a previous job when I was fitting a carpet in one of my bedrooms. So the actual bit, that the carpet overlay that was left, actually enabled me to do 2 of these. So, you know, the materials which I had left were absolutely perfect really, which is a very nice surprise indeed. So here you can see some carpet underlay which I've cut to size and just put within the battens just to add a little bit of extra insulation on the lid. And here I've got some more hardboard which I've just cut to size and I'm just fixing into place. Now, one of the things I wasn't quite sure about was how to make the doors for these. So what I ended up doing basically was to get some rubble bags, fold them over a few times, seal the edges using duct tape, fold over the top and then nail it into place. So basically the doors, they will keep the bad weather out, and they will also help to insulate these cat shelters. So here they are in situ look. And I was absolutely chuffed to bits with these. So they look nice and discreet, they don't look unpleasant, and everybody was delighted with the finished product. Thank you for watching.